Hi everybody, welcome back to SevTech Ages, episode 86 with me, Sid, and we did it. Last episode we went to the moon and we successfully unlocked age 5. And it has to be said that age 5 is a little underwhelming because it's pretty much unlocked most of the tech. Gives us the ability to make chargers and something about the paperclip. I don't even know what that is. Scanners, we get the ores, ultimate crafting table, the ultimate ingot. And I have to say, having done a little bit of research, I haven't looked at what's involved in a paperclip. I don't know why I would want a paperclip. Oh, grief. What does it do? Paperclip factory. And we can use it to make things. And other things. Yeah. Anyway, I've done a bit of a research. I had a little look around at what's involved in this age, and the progression is this way, which takes you to the creative age. Now it doesn't get a second tab, the creative age moves on and adds things on over there. And believe it or not, it's all things like, allows you to make creative things that you can, use. So creative battery, creative storage discs, presumably. You can't even make those at all. Creative power cell. There are basic creative items, and yeah, real end game things. Do not know how to create, blah blah blah. So I had a look and I thought, well, I suppose I could have a think about doing the ultimate ingot. Okay, let's have a look at the ultimate ingot. Let me just untap that and go ultimate ingot. The ultimate crafting table is not too bad. That's emerald. We got enough emeralds from that one we found. The ultimate ingot, however, well, again, on the surface, not too bad. To here, we can go through all of that. All of that we can make. All of that we can make easily. All of that we can make relatively easily to here. And then we start hitting mechanism. So that would involve us making mechanism machines. And then we're into, oh, there's tin. We can do tin, I think, probably from somewhere else. Modular, we can do that one. Oh, hello, Insanium Ingots, Mystical Agriculture Editions, Mystical Agriculture stuff. We haven't even touched Mystical Agriculture. And why would I want to at this stage? You know, I'm actually now endgame in as far as I'm concerned. Solarium, Cymerite, we can do that one. Cobalt, we can do those. We could probably manage those. We could definitely get into some of that one, and maybe that and some of these. But to make that, we have to put the entire investment into Mystical Agriculture and Mechanism just to make an ingot to open an age. And this is where I've mentioned on other seasons and other series where I think these mod packs fall over, and it's the end game. It's the, oh, right at the end game, we're going to get you to make a diamond jetpack. And it's like, well, I could have used a diamond jetpack, you know, back here in age 3 or age 4. These are things that I need now, and I don't need anymore. You know, because we've done the stuff I needed to fly for. We've gone to the Twilight Forest. We've done all the things that those were necessary for. So, looking back at this, I think we are finished. I think we're as far on with this as I'm prepared to take it. Because everything in here now is not furthering me towards anything. We're not doing much in space. You know, we got there and yada yada. We can go to Mars. We can do dungeons, but we really haven't got much to do in space. I nearly killed that sheep. But we've had a good run, and I thought we'd spend the next 15-20 minutes just kind of reviewing what we've done in this season, in the series, where we've gone. Oh, hello! We've had some Autonite appear. I don't even know whether we can do anything. I noticed we can use you to make into your. Oh, we can just do it for the actually addition stuff. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. I am not gonna. Again, more of it. Those are when I were things. Have you still rolling backwards and forwards? So yeah. Oh, hello. My thoughts are now we got quite a bit of charcoal from what I expected more at this end game, and I must admit I have been somewhat disappointed. So we're going to go back. We're going to head back to where we originally started, and we'll I will see you there, and we'll take a stroll down memory lane. Back in a mo. All right. So, somewhat 85 episodes ago, God knows, I couldn't even begin to tell you when we actually started doing this, but I've lost track of the time. We started here in this place, a simple caveman with little going for him, and we got ourselves, we found ourselves creepers. Hello. And you, sir. People moved in. Yeah, we started here, and it seems like a long time ago. Simple cave dweller with a few, oops, give me that. No, I want them. Give me them back. Oh, I've just gone and put that way now, haven't I? Okay, I see what's going on. Right. Yeah, we started here, and we had very little. We were simple creatures, but we defended ourselves well, and got a few basic, these crops were our lifeblood, and over here we had some buffalo, if I recall, and that was where we did our tribal ceremonies, and pretty much got attacked by every single wild dog in the world continuously. I mean, seriously, it was endless. But this little peninsula of land was our home for quite a while, actually. I'm trying to think. And from here we explored, a little bit over that way, and then we explored a little bit over this way, and we found a Shoggoth lair over there. Remains of a village over there. I don't remember that one at all. And just generally speaking, lots and lots of things going on around us. It was, we explored a lot up here and around, and we did get around. We found quite a few Shoggoth lairs. I'm trying to remember where the one we actually, another one there. I mean, look at them, they're bloody everywhere. The amount of fun and games I had finding those was beyond silly, really. But of course, eventually we moved up and we set up home up here. And we went up this way for our our Darklands work. Which is where we'll go and have a look at next, because the Darklands was an odd one. I must admit, I've certainly never played it before. Not Abyssal-craft, I should say. And being a fan of Cthulhu mythos, it was a huge thing. And seemed almost scarily dangerous to me. Those of you who know me, have watched me, I am an absolute coward when it comes to this kind of thing. So, when I have to sit there and put my life at risk, fighting things born of Cthulhu's deranged mind, then, I'm I'm a bit of a coward. Anyway, we'll go up and see what my solution was to that, because I tried one or two things over the things to work with those shadow beasts and kill the shadow beasts, but ultimately I think we did manage to come up with a system that worked reasonably well, so I'll see you when we get there. So we've just gone past our base. Our base is just over there a little bit, and we're heading up into the Darklands now. And I must admit, this airship is a lot faster than I thought it was. I kind of written off the first time I ever played with Vicecraft. I'd written them off as being poor flight, but I will give it more credit than I think I probably did do, in that it is actually better than I thought it was. There you go. I can admit I'm wrong on occasion, and down there you'll see my first little attempt at making a I don't know, a secure hide to spawn things, and I never realised there was a Shoggoth lair quite so close either. The world is very different seen from up here, you know, when you start coming in, but we kind of came across this way, if I recall, and what I was looking for was a reasonably flat expanse of land. I didn't really find one, but this was my little solution. This array of wonderfulness here. Let me just go down with the correct key and get out. And hello. Oh damn. I might have to relog. So yeah, my solution to the Abyssal Lands was this. I could hide up here all day, and when it got dark, these things would give me strength and haste and night vision and resistance and all the good stuff, and when the bad things came to kill me, I could retreat up here and fill them full of arrows or whatever like that. That vicious chthonic chicken, dead. And then I go and collect its rather nice little drops. And yeah, probably not the most efficient thing, but it worked for me. And I don't even remember why. Oh, I see. Yeah. But I do need to get that airship back to continue on, so I'm going to have to do a quick relog. So I'll be back in a mo. Alright, we've got the ship back, and now we're going to head back over here. We should see. It's getting dark now, so I expect there's normal mobs, but we should start to see the shadow beasts appearing before long as well. They'll be out there somewhere, being all shadowy and beasty. That was one there, I think, actually. Yep, there you go. However, we rapidly outgrew our superstitious past, and we moved to a new location with many great things to play with, and we're going to go head back to our original base now, or our current base I should say, where we'll start to take a trip down memory lane over there as well. So I'll be back once I get there. You can tell we're in age 5. Look at that little chucklehead down there in his diamond armour. Oh dear, but we're heading back. We're not far off now, so I shall put us down in the courtyard, and we'll have a snooze and continue on our little trip down memory lane. But we're definitely, here we go, we should be good now to land, up it over and down. Oh, and it's done it again. Oh, thank you. And of course, that's what happens when you do that. Oh, we've got blast protection from an arcane scroll. Cool. I never even figured out what we're supposed to do with those. And again, enchanting is something which is singularly useless in this in this pack because we have Tinker's Armour and Tinker's Tools. There's very little to enchant. So there you go. Now the backpacks have been invaluable. And as we moved on and got more and more, then they become more and more invaluable, obviously. But if we just have a look at our ages, so we started off in tutorial age, and we did all of that, and that took up an absolute age, you know, and we got the dark gems, and we're still progressing. So to get this, we're still progressing through, and at that point we're in the, you know, this dark age thing, and we moved here because we did this stuff up here, and some of these other bits and pieces. And then we went to age 1, and age 1 added a whole bunch of other bits and pieces to it. It added kilns and copper and bronze and all of the good stuff you got with that. And then some of the the better with mods stuff and astral sorceries. So we moved in over here, and for those of you who will remember this, it was an age ago. But we came and we moved into this cave over here. We had a very simple bridge across at the first instance. And pretty much everything was up here, I think, originally. I lived in here, and we did over here. And then we finally got the horses. These haven't been used in an age. And an old doggy there was our main source of power. And we got the original kilns and all of that stuff going on in here, and eventually we expanded down and we got into the blood magic over there, and we had all of the storage, but obviously you remember these things. And as much as I'm going to brag a little bit, because I just kind of did watch the Yogscast series of doing SevTech Ages, and I died 3 times. I think the lowest number of deaths in their team was 40, and the highest was 71. So I am happy, and it's somewhat due to the application of this iron wine and whaleberry wine and wine. We never did actually have anything to do with that, and eventually we got potions and got into the rustic side of things. But yeah, I think the key to my success was being a coward. Sorry, being cautious. And obviously, as one part of that age 2 stuff we had was the let me get myself there. No, all the way. I'm hitting the wrong button like an idiot. Oh dear. So the other thing was we needed to do astral sorcery, and we did that up here. Probably higher up than we needed to be by a long shot, because we came right over here, the base is over there, and we got this structure up here which is entirely fanciful and nonsensical and, you know, structurally unsound. But having rock crystal as part of the geolysis mod made a huge difference, because that made that possible. And obviously we got ways down over here, and up here we had the rest of the various things, and this has kind of built and grown over the time, obviously, to the point where we attuned ourselves and got all of this going. So yeah, astral was pretty good, and was actually the key to age 2, because once we're into age 2 we got into the between lands. We got into the smeltery side of things, iron and gold, star power stuff, and obviously we had to follow the astral sorcery through to the point where we could make a coal engine, don't ask, from that side of things. But that was powered by the between lands, and I think the Twilight came into it, didn't it? Or was that in the previous one? I honestly can't remember. Hunting Dimension we did, never really used it as much as I thought I might. I'm just trying to remember when the Twilight came in. It must have been back here. It kind of, you know, screams Twilight Forest, because that was actually, oh yeah, there you go, it was over here, Enter the Twilight, and you had to use the star thing ingot, and that opened up various quests in the thing. Now we could go back and do a whole load of this, but I honestly can't see the point. We are purely completing things for the hell of it. And the Twilight Forest side of things, you know, we've done quite a lot of these quests already. Again, there would be no real point to, no necessary point to go into doing it other than just being completionist. But Age 3 took us through, well, Age 2 took us through, and that took a while. Age 3 was all to do with drilling and oil and distillation to get to the point of plastic, and obviously we've got the airships at this point and more metals. And then Age 4 was it where we spent quite a while getting the necessaries to build all of this infrastructure. Well, not this infrastructure, the infrastructure we've got, which we'll go back and we shall go and have a good poke around at now, because we originally did quite a lot of the stuff up there. We had the windmill for power and smeltery. Smeltery lived in there along with all the ore storage downstairs, and then all of the other bits of machinery, the stamping press and all of the tanks and the coke oven, the blast furnace in here. This thing was built purely and simply to facilitate building that rather large brick monstrosity over there. And yeah, oh, and of course the better with mods stuff, which is an interesting mod in its own right. Yeah, it's been, oh, well, I'm going to look at all the better with mod stuff over here with the water wheel behind the back there, powering the grinder and the saw and the filtered hopper and the turntable. All of this. And actually, I'm quite happy with that solution. One turntable powering all of that. But the real fun, the real pressure and challenge came when we started moving into this industrial age, and I honestly think that this, I really enjoyed making this, you know, the wire fence, the posts, the wire fence with the very slight overhang so spiders can't get over it, the oil thing, the 2 refineries, not 1 but 2. We never did actually do anything with that, but you know, the 2 water wheels, which are insufficient to power that thing. And then, of course, we got into the real high-end stuff. We got into the solar tech things with this, and this was an absolute mare. But it generates so much power, it's obscene. And then, obviously, we got these as well, just creating coke. And I think I really did enjoy building this, and it's been a blast. You know, the building style, the industrial building style, the tank within tanks, the hidden spaghetti junction of piping underneath just to get things around, and in some cases disconnected piping, whichever one was one of these has got a disconnected pipe, not that one. And yeah, it's been an absolute blast to make plastic with the plastic. Oh, and rocket fuel alone was a nightmare. Over to Pneumaticraft, and you know, this has been entertaining having to do this again. It's still not my favourite mod, I will be honest. I'm still not a fan, but yeah, it worked pretty well. Internally, we had the machinery and all of that doing its thing with all of the resources there that we kind of got out of that. And obviously most recently was the new storage space. Now, this has applied energetics and refined storage in it, and I honestly cannot see any point to having it other than wireless storage, because this is sufficient. This is enough. It does the job. And obviously we moved over the things and built other things, and yeah, what can you say? As a pack, this has been a blast. This has been a really, really good pack. It has its shortfalls. I think there are quests that are not really very well thought out. I'm going to stand up near the chimney, and the quest line was really very, I don't know, almost ambiguous. You know, especially here. Look, there is no quest track now. We're now freeform, but we've done everything. We've done most of what we want to do. We can make things more efficient, perhaps, but not by a long shot. And yeah, hello. I haven't seen my buffaloes over there for ages. So, what do I think of the pack? I think the pack was really well developed. I particularly like the fact that it forced me to explore, and it really did push me to go and look at, you know, around the world and try and find resources. Some of them, you know, scary. Some of them very minor. Some of them odd, like these structures with the obsidian in them. And it really did make you think about what you were doing. So that was a good thing. I think some of the quests could have used more direction, and I think the ending needed more things. The creative stuff, I mean, again, two things. Once you get creative level power, so whether it's creative items, whether it's a creative power source, whatever, it's game over. Guarantee you. Because there's no point. If you were going to do that, you might as well have just played creative. The other one is that a lot of the things you might want to build, things like the jetpacks, the wireless chargers, the miniature, I mean, again, why the hell would I even want to go there? The scanner, to allowing you to scan the area, all with an aim to just creating a thing which makes no sense whatsoever, using materials which have not been introduced at any stage in the previous ages. I mean, you know, mystical agriculture has not been added there. Bring mystical agriculture in with the magic, with the mysticism. We've got mysticism here, we've got mysticism over here. It's, if you're going magic, go magic and bring the magic in. Limit it, yeah, maybe keep it so you can't make the higher tier essences and seeds, and as you go further you can make better seeds until you get there. That would have made a lot of sense. Mechanism would have made more sense back here, I think, in age, probably age 3 and 4, early mechanism in age 3, later mechanism in age 4, rather than gating it at age 5. It really didn't make a great deal of sense to me. As the same with the if we actually look at the industrial foregoing stuff, this stuff was gated so heavily behind anything. So if I want to make these, I can do it like that and miniaturize it using the miniaturization thing, or into advanced crafting. Gated heavily behind stuff. And yeah, I think from the point of view of the pack, which was obviously to make a pack which lasted many episodes and many series, any things, they succeeded. I just think the ending is weak. Personal opinion. You may think differently, and you know, that's fine. So with that in mind, we're going to wave bye-bye to this world and all of these wonderful machines and this building and stuff. And I will try to remember to put it up on my download site somewhere if I can. And we'll move on to something else. What that something will be, I genuinely don't know. But it may be TFC. I may go back and do a bit of Terra Firma Craft. I haven't done that for a while. I don't know what I would do with Terra Firma Craft if I do it. It may be anything. I may have a thing just kind of squeeze another episode of something else in here until I decide. I'm really unsure at this point. I was expecting after the end of the next episode to have more episodes out of this, but looking at the quest book, I just really don't see why we would want to bother. I mean, spawner detector, yeah, wonderful. They're not that difficult to find. Moon dungeons. Anybody who believes that, just go and watch my Sid's Modded Life and you'll know exactly how hard I found to find them. I don't see the point of going here. None of this helps me. So that's my thoughts. Again, I don't really need applied energistic. I don't need storage. So we'll say ta-ra to this world. And until next time in another series, thank you very much for watching, guys. I really do hope you've enjoyed the journey through this pack as much as I've enjoyed and been exasperated with it at times and been annoyed with it at times. I want to throw my hands up and scream with it at times. As much as I have, because it has been a blast. And until next time, thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.